How to start a fire. 2 Vaseline cotton balls and a thing of pine sap. Let's do it. So everything is soaking wet today. You're going to be getting that pine sap right off there from the injury up above. So what I'm going to do is take this saw and saw that pine sap right off. Now let's go back and start the fire. So we have a nice spot under a very big white pine. That's why there's no snow here. We have a bunch of twigs now. Now all these are soaking wet. You can see they're wet. Once you got your pine sap, put your cotton balls under it. Take another chunk, put it right on top. Now take your flint and steel. Now let it burn the pine sap so it starts to melt. Okay, now that that pine sap's melting, put these wet sticks around the fire. Okay, this is 4 minutes after I started the fire, and you can still see that pine sap under there burning and bubbling. If I zoom way in on it, you can see it's still bubbling. So next time you go out in the woods, try this out. It's a great way to start a fire, and it's super easy to do. We're going to be talking about how to make your lighter more useful in 5 minutes. First thing you want to do when you get a lighter, you see this top right here, band that wraps around the flint. You want to take some kind of a pliers and you want to get that right off. So if you can get underneath it, you can just pull it up. You can see it's off now, and that's the little band that goes around it. Now that just makes it easier to turn and strike the flint. So if your hands are cold or it's just hard for you to strike it, then just take that off and it'll make it a lot easier. So this is just a bit of string. Now the next thing is going to be like a yarn. This is going to be helpful for starting the fires. So if you light it, it'll burn slowly down the rope. Next, we have duct tape to hold more things inside the lighter. So you can see I have a safety pin here, and then if you go farther in, I have fishing line. The duct tape holds all this in, and it also is used for a fire starter. You can light the duct tape, and that'll just keep burning for a very long time. So gather these supplies, put them on your lighter, and it'll make it a way more useful lighter when you're out in the woods. We're talking about how to find and use fat wood. Let's do it. First, find a dead pine tree. Now find one of these branches and saw it off at the base. Now you can see how saturated that wood is with sap. All that sap condensed in that branch and then it dried. And now we can chisel off some of that wood and use it to make a fire. Okay, now that you've got all your stuff, grab your log and saw a chunk off of it. Once you've got a chunk of your fat wood, take that and shave off some pieces. I can't show you because YouTube will delete my video if I show a knife on the channel. Take that and a little bit of birch bark and put it on the ground. Take a bit of birch bark, crush it up. Now take your flint and steel, take your wood and put that over top. Now with that fat wood on the side, continue to add little sticks on the edge. Now you can see with some fat wood to accelerate the fire, we easily started a nice fire with some dry pine and a little bit of birch bark. Showing you guys one of the fastest ways to dry off a lighter if it falls in the water. Let's do it. Okay, you can see there's some ice right here. We're going to break it out. Okay, you can see the ice is broken up now. You dunk your lighter in. So if you're dunking lighter in, you pull it out, you can see it's dripping wet. Now, how do you dry it off? I'll show you. This is the same lighter. You can see it's glistening with water. So first, shake it out. After you've shaken it out a lot, you can kind of make sure that there's no water sitting in the bottom. Now you can there's a little metal striker right there. Take your dry shirt, if you have a dry piece of cloth or shirt, and just rub it around. Keep twisting that metal piece and just drying off that metal striker. Try to strike that flint. And there you go. It took a few strikes after I dried off the striker, but after a few strikes, it lit right up. How to start a fire in 30 seconds with 3 feet of snow and only a flint and steel. Find a birch tree with a lot of shaggy bark. Go ahead and grab some pine branches. Next, try to find some bigger wood. I got this small cherry here, but it'll be a nice base for that dry pine. Now I'm going to cut a chunk of this off. Let's take it with us. Take your big chunks of wood, make a nice base. Let's get to breaking small sticks. Grab one piece, twist it up. You see how it's small and crushed now? Shower that in sparks. Now grab a handful of your sticks, put it right around it, not so it smothers it. To collect all the supplies and everything, this maybe took me 5 minutes. Light it up, have a nice warm fire going with just a flint and steel. Go out in the woods, try it yourself, and we'll see you next time.